So you're trying to expand the vocabulary to
Well, I'm trying to meet the
fit
need.
into all the different fields in the world.
I'm trying to meet the need of society, of the world. As you know, languages, like people, die because the people that speak the language, either they are assimilated with another group, or they don't expand their language. They keep their language the same. If language doesn't expand to meet the need of the people around you, it dies like anything else. If a person was to just use a certain type of vocabulary from, say, he lived in a certain area, and he moved or migrated to another area, and he kept speaking that other language that he learned, from which he originated from, he would be lost. So language has to expand in order for it to grow.
How do you build the vocabulary in Lesuhorve?
Lesuhorve is not built upon words. It's built upon concepts or ideals that are universal, as I say, to most people. In life, no matter where you go, man is man. If you look at man, he may wear different clothes, he may do different things, but basically man all around the world think the same way. That's why if you study history, you see certain things appear in other parts of the world where all of these other people never visit before, because man essentially is basically the same. And now today with computers and a higher range of communication, it's even more that man would be much more alike in thinking than in the past.
So when you're creating vocabulary for, say, medical terms or something like that in Lesuhorve, do you have basic words that you combine and build on to create those? Or
well, like I said, my language is not built upon words. It's built upon characters. The characters must carry the ideal of the language within itself. At first, I was trying to translate my language into English for English, and I found it was very difficult because I was trying to do verbatim, word for word. And subconsciously, I had created a language that was not built around the English structure of the English language. I didn't realize that until I kept working on vocabulary and found that it was a totally, completely different language. As you know, languages are classified in certain groups, the way their grammar, their spelling, their pronunciation. Subconsciously, creatively, I created a language that was totally different from English and any other language that I came across so far.
And the characters, what are the characters like in Lesuhorve?
Well, I try to make the characters simple. The reason why I try to make the characters simpler than other characters, as you know, Chinese has a lot of its ideology. It has pictorial, and it takes years, and this is from childhood, to learn these different pictures. And their language dates back to 3,000 years, and because their writing is so in depth, it has a higher rate of learning. It's the rate of the rate of learning it, or the speed of learning it, is much slower than if you was to take the alphabet, okay?
Right.
Because you're dealing with, say, a few number of sounds which represent the same sound, basically, where you have pictures, or what you call abstract pictures now. Before, Chinese used to be, if they drew a river, it looks something like a river. Then as they start making it more abstract. So now, it was much more harder to comprehend. The characters are very simple, basic, and my language is, like I said, I want my language to be easy to learn, easy to understand. So within, where it would take you 6-7 years or 8 or 9 months, I could teach you the basis of the vocabulary and the basis of the language within a month time.
So how would you start off? What are some of the sort of first things that somebody learns after learning the language?
The foundation of the language is a positive. Every character is positive, okay, and every character has a negative side. Okay, no one character has one just particularly just bad, or this character is all bad, this character is all good. It has a good side or a bad side, or a negative side or positive side. And I mean, when I mean good or bad, I don't mean in terms of being destructive, evil. It's just like an opposite, in a sense, more of an opposite. And I try to build things that are important to me, that my way of thinking. See, I don't build my language on what other people think. I didn't build upon what other people think. I build things on how I feel that things that are to me. I'm not trying to be selfish, but in order to me to build a language, if I try to build languages on other people's ideals, my mind wouldn't expand. It would just relate to other people's ideals, and that's how I wouldn't have grown if I would have just said, well, I'm going to do it this way because Mr. Tom Jones believes in that way.